Andrew Mack here with MMA Allen and Try by Combat. Today I'm with Kyle Warren, who's making his amateur debut at Combat Zone on May 18th. Kyle, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good.
So tell me about your background. How did you get into martial arts?
So I got into martial arts because I wrestled during high school, and I really liked the aspects of combat sports, really pushing myself. I enjoyed with just learning the sport and what it brought to me, all the discipline, all the attributes that come with training martial arts, such as respect, gratitude, resilience, courage, all of that. So that was really my gateway into martial arts. But when I found my home gym, Defensive Edge, I came in and really started taking it serious and started to train because I came in with a goal in mind. And through all of that, I was able to kind of get my training where I wanted it to be and approach it in a way that I wanted to approach it. And it's just the love of the sport, the love of the art has just grown on me ever since.
So how long have you been at Defensive Edge?
About a year.
And who introduced you? How did you get here?
So I actually trained for a little bit down in Cambridge and Brookline for a little bit. And once I came back up here, I heard about Defensive Edge before from some colleagues and whatnot, and I knew it was a great gym, so I wanted to come in and really take it serious and be a big part of the school itself. So
how was that transition from like high school wrestling into just all mixed martial arts?
It translates well. There's definitely some aspects of it that don't translate as well, but for the most part, it translates really well. All the movements, all the positions you're in, just being able to be good at fighting on the ground, keeping that cardio up, all the workouts, just having that mindset of going into a match is just, it's very similar to wrestling, and it's not something that's unfamiliar to me. So I try to approach everything with that mindset as I once did, and it brings back all of those feelings, it brings back all of those memories and everything that I knew how I prepared for my matches in the past. So this allows, having that background allows me to approach my matches in the same way here.
How would you describe the vibe and energy here at Defensive Edge?
I would describe it as one big family here. It's always an upbeat environment. I have the best training partners who push me to the absolute furthest I can go till my body can't push no more. But it's great because having partners like that, you need them. It will translate well into your matches, into your fights, and that's where you're going to need it the most. So being at Defensive Edge has just been a blessing. I have the best coaches, best partners. They're always taking care of me, looking after me, and seeing where my weak spots are, where my strong spots are, what I need to work on, and even outside of the gym, just making sure I'm okay and good with everything else. So it's been great.
So has your goal always been to compete in the cage with martial arts?
Yeah, when I signed up here about a year ago, I came in with the goal, I want to get in the cage, and a year later, here we are, debut in the cage coming up next Saturday. And it's been a long journey, it's been a long process. I've learned a lot, I've grown a lot, and I'm very grateful for this opportunity. I'm excited to get in there and show what I can do.
Without exposing too much, how's your weight cut and camp gone?
My camp's been great. Camp's been great. Weight cut's been great. I've been approaching it in a very good way to where I can maintain it and not have it be too much of a bad factor on me. So that's been going great, and camp's been great. So
we had the Defensive Edge banquet last week. Was it frustrating not being able to eat everything that you wanted to there?
Yeah, I got to take a mental picture with my mind. I looked at it, and my mind was like, I can process what this tastes like, and that was enough for me. So
at what point in your training did you decide, okay, I'm ready to fight, coach, get me in there?
So I actually approached coach last August and said, I want to fight. And he said, wait a little bit. And I was patient. I did the training, I put in the work, and an opportunity presented itself for this upcoming Saturday. And I jumped on that opportunity as soon as I could. I feel ready. I feel confident, and I'm excited to showcase my training, and I'm excited to have it pay off.
So Combat Zone recently moved from like a small ballroom to this big Schnoo arena. Do you have any experience being in front of those giant crowds?
I wouldn't say those bigger crowds. There were some tournaments in high school for wrestling that we had larger crowds, but that was because there was a lot of teams there. But just being the two men in the cage, no experience with that, but I'm not no stranger to the pressure. So I'm ready for it. I'm ready for what the venue has to offer, and I'm ready to put on a show for everyone there.
So, of course, this is your debut. You haven't had like a formal walkout, but visualizing that walkout, what do you want the energy to be? What do you want your music to send the message to the crowd, to yourself, to your opponent?
Oh, I'm just excited to make that walk, and I'm excited for all the emotions it's going to bring. I'm just excited to get into that cage and go to work. I'm really excited for that. As far as my walkout goes, I'm very excited for all my training partners to be there. I'm very excited for all my friends, my family, and colleagues to be there to support me. And I look forward to making it an exciting thing for them, and I'm looking forward to putting on a show for them, something that they will never forget.
So a lot of fighters, they don't think about their opponent all during their camp. They're just focusing on themselves. Other people, make their entire camp about their opponent. How's that balance for you? Have you focused on yourself, your opponent, somewhere in between?
I'm at the end of the day, when I get into the cage, it's really just me versus me. So I've been really focused on myself and focusing on what I want, what my game plan is going to be for this fight. So not really too much on the opponent, a little bit of research, but nothing I can't handle. I'm very confident in it.
And win, lose, or draw, what do you want the crowd to think about you as you're walking out of the cage?
Well, first off, it's going to be a win. I'm envisioning that and manifesting it. But I want the crowd to be left with, wow, that was a banger of a fight. That was a great fight. That was a dog fight. That is my opponent. I respect him. Very tough man. I think it's going to be a dog fight. But at the end of the day, we're going to see who's more resilient. We're going to see who really has it in them to take it that distance and finish this fight. And I believe I'm that one. So I want my fans, my friends, and everyone who's supporting me to leave there knowing that, wow, that was a dog fight. He put in all this work. Like, that was awesome. I want to see him again.
So you're debuting. You're probably going to be opening the card or somewhere on the early side. Your teammate Fernanda, seasoned veteran, she's going to be on the later side. How does it feel to be representing defensive edge at the beginning of the card and the end of the card?
Oh, that's awesome. I mean, I'm going to set the tone early on for Fernanda to go out there and have a great fight as well. So I'm excited to set the tone, pick up the win early, and be able to get back out there and watch her do her job.
And what will a win in your debut mean for you?
Oh, it would mean everything. Everything I've been working for, everything I've been training for all this past year. It's not an option for me to lose. I'm already manifesting this win. I'm already thinking about it. I don't envision myself losing. I don't see a way that I'm going to lose this fight.
And how many fights do you expect to have in your career? Do you want to go into pros, try to get to UFC? Do you want to just stay local? What's your overall goal for martial arts in the cage?
My overall goal, so starting off with this year, I want to fight 3 times this year, so this is the first one. I'd love to go pro one day and just see where this thing will take me. You know, I realize that some of the goals that I may have for myself, I have a lot of work to do before I get there, but I'd love to take myself pro, and I would love to see where this will take me. As long as I just keep staying consistent, putting in the work, I feel like the sky's the limit. You can really do anything you set your mind to in this life.
Outside martial arts, what do you do? Any career, hobby, anything?
Yeah, so I'm an architect by profession. I also enjoy spending time with my friends and family. I love to stay active in the gym, and I always have to be doing something, so it's perfect. I'm always bettering myself in one way or another, whether it's in martial arts, whether it's at the gym, whether it's mentally, physically. So I'm always looking to better myself outside of here.
And something that martial arts really preach, that martial arts just helps every single aspect of your life. Would you see that be true?
I would 100% agree that's true.
How has martial arts helped in other aspects of your life?
Oh, man. Martial arts really teaches you respect, courage, resilience. There's so many attributes that you need to be a true martial artist. And when you translate that over to your personal life and every other aspect of life, your relationships get better, your work gets better, every part of your life gets better, because there's a rainy day is coming for everybody. So when that rainy day comes, all that attributes that you pick up in a martial arts gym, not just skill-wise training, but all the characteristics you pick up in here translate really well into life outside of here as well. So it's been great for me. It's helped me navigate some challenges in my life, my business, and everything else. So.
And do you watch martial arts on the local scene or the national scene at all?
Both, yeah.
Who would you say is your favorite fighter? Let's see on the national scene first. Big league, UFC, Bellator, PFL,
Whoa.
One.
Put me on right there. Currently, that's a tough one. I would have to say GSP is probably my all-time favorite, just because his style, his wrestling, the way he trains, his background, where he came from as a Canadian, just to see the road he had in front of him, how many times he's went and defended his title, how many tough fights he's took. That's what a true martial artist is. He doesn't back away from any opponent. He gives it his all every time, and he prepares in such a way that not a lot of martial artists do nowadays. So,
And excluding your teammates, who would you say is your favorite local fighter?
my favorite local fighter, that's a tough one. I'm gonna have to say right now. Favorite local fighter. I am gonna have to say. Oh, you got me here. Oh, what's his name? Hold on, I gotta look right now. He's been on the Ultimate Fighter once too.
Mitch Raposo?
Yes. Cage Titans guy.
Yeah.
It's funny because one of my good friends actually knows him, and that's how I found out about him. And just watching his fights, I've watched his fights on Cage Titans and everywhere. I watched him in the Contender Series, and he's just a beast. He's a beast. So I'm looking forward to him getting into the big leagues and watching what he can do from there.
I believe I saw yesterday that he's getting another contender shot, I think, in August.
Yep.
How do you think that's going to go for him?
I think he's going to pick up the win this time. I think he's got all the tools he needs this time. I think he's got all the proper training. I think he's really developed and grown as a martial artist over the past year, especially, or since his last appearance on it. So I definitely think he's going to secure the win.
I agree. So he was actually my first interview, so it's been cool, like, seeing him improve as a martial artist as I've improved as a journalist.
Yep.
So, like, those parallel paths has been really cool for me to see as well.
Oh, yeah.
What's your favorite submission to hit?
My favorite submission hit, probably going to be a rear naked choke.
Nice, solid, basic.
Yeah, basic, but sometimes it's all you need is stick to the basics. Don't go too crazy. I feel very comfortable in that position. So,
Your favorite fight to watch?
that I have watched, or that I would like to see.
That you have watched.
Oof. You know what? There's been a lot of dog fights I've watched, but on the national level, big leagues, UFC, I'm gonna say the best one I've watched recently was probably that Holloway Gaethje fight.
Hell yeah.
That was a war. That was a war. And to see Max end it like that, stand right here, that was just incredible.
Is that something you would do if it's end of the third round?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I would definitely do that. Don't be surprised if I do. Don't be surprised if I do it this Saturday. If it gets that far.
So, after weigh-ins next week, before your fight, you're able to eat a little bit more, but you can't eat like completely unhealthy. What's your plan to eat? What are you going to eat then?
You know, probably just small meals. Cut out the sodium for the most part, or keep that down low, but just getting some protein and carbs in my system, staying hydrated. Nothing too heavy on me, so.
And then after the fight, you're probably celebrating. Where you want to eat?
Oh my goodness, I'm looking forward to that post-fight meal. I'm gonna have bacon cheeseburger, pizza, pulled pork. I'm just gonna go in. I can't wait. I'll probably just go to a local restaurant there, and I'll definitely indulge in some good food and a lot of Guinness.
And one last question: if you could give yourself a message, hold on. If you could give yourself a message of you to a year ago, when you first stepped into the defensive edge, what would that message be?
I would say to myself a year ago, hey, look, if this is where your goal is, if this is what you want, just keep doing everything you've done. Keep staying consistent. Keep that mindset up. You know, keep learning, keep growing, keep training with all your partners, keep showing up, and help the younger generation too. Really develop yourself as a person, as a martial artist, and that translates so well into outside life as well. So I would tell myself to stick with it. You did everything right. You worked your ass off this past year. You did all the work you needed to do, all the miles I've run, all the times I've pushed my body to the point where I can't push it no more. The work is done, and you're here a year later, so go get it.
All right, thank you for your time. I'm excited for your fight.
Thank you, Andrew. That was good.